Boom, this is the Pro Laugh Podcast. I'm comedian Michael Halcomb, and today I'm here with comedian Brandon Latak, and you're not going to want to miss this. We're going to discuss recent performances. We're going to discuss recent comments that people have been leaving. We got some current events, and we're going to work on some jokes, so stick around.
It's the Pro Laugh Podcast.
It's Pro Life, a movement and a podcast. It's Pro Life.
All right, everybody. I'm comedian Michael Halcomb here with comedian Brandon Latak. Brandon, how are you, dude?
Good. How you doing?
Doing all right. Trying to bring some of that energy to the introduction here to the beginning of the show. Yeah,
Is that what the boom was?
Do what?
Is that what the boom was?
Yeah, I brought the boom for sure. Let's see. Well, want to hear just right off the jump. Have you done any shows recently? If so, how'd they go?
Great. So yeah, did 3 shows this week. I think they all went pretty well.
Is that the one one of them you recorded, right?
Yeah. Yep. One of them are recorded.
That's been since you and I last did this episode, did this show.
Yeah, that was Wednesday night. Yep.
Golly, it feels like so long ago. All right. I saw the video of it, dude. It was really good. Yeah.
Cool. Thanks. You know what I need to do though is I still look like I'm not having, like I go up there like I'm gonna, I don't know. We're gonna have to edit this down.
You look right now?
Basically.
Frozen?
Yeah. Well, I go up there, looks like I'm not having any fun. Kind of,
right.
I got to smile a little bit more, I think, but
all right. Here's the word. Next time you go on stage, dude, just as you're walking on stage, as you're grabbing the mic, as you're moving the mic stand, every little movement you make before that, be thinking of the word playful. Yeah.
Playful. Okay.
You're going up there, dude. You're going to be playful and have a good time with these folks. Just, on the stage, right. Playful, grabbing a mic, playful, moving a mic stand, playful. You did a good job of being playful right off the jump because the host said something and then you riffed off of it. And immediately, like in the first 2 or 3 seconds, you had a great laugh.
Yeah. That actually, I felt like that started the momentum and it almost like, it kept snowballing after that, which made it a lot easier. So I'm actually going to try that.
Yeah.
In a good way. Yeah. Yep. So it just made the crowd opened up right away because of that laugh. I felt.
Right. Yeah. So I think your opening riff was great. And while we're on that, dude, I think anytime you can do that, which is usually anytime you're following someone, give it a try, dude. I was at a show. It's been a couple weeks since I performed. I've been working on some stuff. But the last show I was at, so there were 3 people who went up right in front of me. And this lady is doing obscene gestures with the microphone. Like, that's her whole set. And then a guy comes up right after her, and he's like, well, I guess I'm not going to do, these obscene gestures with the microphone. So he grabs the mic stand and literally almost redoes the lady's set, except with the mic stand. The crowd is losing it. And she's furious over this.
Because she basically is like using pretty much the same joke on the.
He's using essentially like all the same stuff. Like riffing off of her. She was pissed, dude. And so they're doing all this obscene stuff. The lady went after that, really tame. But I was thinking I should have gone up like right when I got there and been like, I'm not going to do anything with the microphone, or said something about the microphone or microphone stand, riffed on it in some way. I think the house would have come down, but it was a lost
and then you take your shoe off after that.
So, I think it was I blew that opportunity and I could have really capitalized on it. So I think just from a comedic perspective, dude, when you're doing stand up, always be and that's why I think it's a good practice to be watching the comedians before you. Always riff on the comedian who just left, or the host, right? Whoever just left the stage. And the audience loves that kind of thing if you can make it work.
Yeah. It almost connects you to the room already too, you know?
Exactly. Yeah, you've been there. It signals too that you've been there watching the same stuff they've been watching. That
Yeah, yeah.
you've
Right.
got a shared experience, right?
Yep.
And a lot of comedians, dude, they'll stay back in the green room or off to the wings, or wherever until they're like getting ready to come up, and they don't see who's going before them. But I like being out and watching everybody before me because I can see what crowd work was done, and I know what crowd work definitely not to do, or
Hmm.
like if a crowd work opportunity was missed. I can like swoop in and do that, or it saves me from repeating jokes. I think you've mentioned one time that you were watching and someone said a joke similar to yours, or
Yeah,
had a
23 me
similar,
joke.
yeah, the 23andMe joke, and
Hmm.
so you had to like adjust your set on the fly. And
Yep.
had you not been out there watching that, you wouldn't have picked that up. So
Right. And what type of jokes are working and what type of jokes aren't
right,
too, you know?
that's hard to do a little bit in real time.
It
I
is.
knew some guys in Hawaii who like that was kind of their like almost like their spiritual gift, dude. They could read the room and almost instantly be like, "This is a anti-intellectual crowd," or this is a very smart crowd. They like clever jokes and word
Yeah.
plays, or this is a crowd that wants blue material, or so on and so forth. They were able to really read that fast. But you're exactly right, dude. You read the room like that. So
Hmm.
the point here being, go out and if you can, watch the comedians before you, and especially the host. And a lot of shows, like well, not a lot, but some shows there isn't like a host, and so that's an interesting dynamic. The comedian who precedes you will introduce you, and then you will introduce the comedian following you.
I've
Yeah.
never been to a show like that. Usually I've always been to one where there is a host. So what's that like? It's almost the first person, it's kind of tough. You're kind of going in blind a little bit, huh?
Right, exactly. So, and that's the crappiest part about that is you got to remember the person who's following you the whole time. So,
Mm,
that's another instance where keeping that card in your back pocket is a great idea, because after you do your set, you can just pull that card out and say, you guys ready for your next comedian or whatever? We'll put
yeah.
your hands together, keep it going. Welcome to the stage, whatever you say, and then you got their name there. Because a lot of people will just write the name on their hand or their forearm too. Yeah,
Cool. Okay.
yeah. So
And yeah, I have another potential contest coming up tomorrow at Gambit Brewing.
nice,
So yeah.
nice,
Yeah, I'll see if we get on the list. I think there's quite a few people that enter and they take a certain amount of people each week. So
nice. That's
yeah.
great, dude.
Yeah. What about
So
you?
I've got 6 shows. I think it's 6 or 7 coming up. So, and they're all different lengths, different venues, and all that. So I think we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight. But I got one in Kentucky, one in South Carolina, 2 in South Carolina at different places. Those are about a month apart. I've got one in Virginia at a theater, and then 2 in North Carolina at very different venues. So yeah, that's six shows coming up in the next 2 months. So I'm excited about that.
So those are all drivable then, huh?
Yeah, they're all drivable.
Okay.
So the Kentucky one's this weekend. We'll see how that goes. I've been talking about it for a little bit on here. This conference one.
Yeah.
So that's coming up this weekend, and that's 15 minutes. And we'll just see how it goes, dude. I have no idea. Literally, I have no idea. Like this this could like really damage my reputation in the scholarly community, which I've spent 20 years building. 20
The
plus
first
years.
2 or 3 jokes, you'll know what's going on.
Yeah. So we will see. The other comedian that was supposed to be performing dropped out, I guess. So they've moved my performance like 5 times now or something like that, dude. It's been shifted. Well, not 5. It's been shifted maybe 2, 3, or 4 times. But
Like when you're gonna perform during the day or
yeah, yep. And at what part of the conference am I gonna shift and all that? So it's been
when is
kind of
it?
interesting. Say what?
When is it?
So I'm performing. Initially, I was supposed to be performing during lunch. And so I wrote
Okay.
some jokes about that. And now the other comedian dropped out, and they're like, okay, you're no longer performing during lunch. We're going to move you to after lunch. It's like, oh, that kind of sucks. and they're like, oh, snap, my phone just fell. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did.
But they're like, yeah, you're going to be performing after lunch. And then I was like, no, I'm not. They're like, we'll just ask people to come back from lunch early. And I was like, I'm not doing that. I've been working on this comedy set for too long. Nobody comes back from lunch early at these
No,
conferences.
no.
And two, like, you've given them no incentive to do so. Like, they're scholars. They're not going to want to come back to hear comedy, right? So now they've like moved it to where I'm in the last session of the day starting. They're going before me. They're going to do like 5 minutes of just giveaways. So like giving away swag
Okay.
at this conference.
That's actually not bad. That's not a bad
No,
time.
exactly. So I think people might come back for that swag, and then I go up. And then I do 15 minutes, and then the main speaker of the day is coming up. So yeah,
You should ask to have like to be able to do it right after communion, so everyone's sauced up a little bit.
these are Baptists, so
Oh, they don't do
they,
communion?
they do grape juice.
Oh, do they?
But,
Okay.
so yeah, the mainly Baptists, I think. There'll be others there, but we'll see. So yeah. Anyways, that's cool. You got a competition coming up.
Yeah.
And is that
If it
part of the
doesn't,
ongoing one?
this is a different one actually. So I think it goes on all summer. And this one's interesting where, usually for a contest, you go once and then you see if you move on or not. This
Right.
one is, there's actually every single week is a qualifying opportunity. They take the best one out of every week.
Okay.
So yeah. Well, if it doesn't work, like after the first 3 jokes, just, I guess, turn into the person that, like, remember that person that would bit people in the head and then they could walk? Oh, you don't remember that? It was like this preacher. He would be on TV. I think he got in trouble actually because people would feed info in his ear, and then like he'd bip someone like with a wheelchair in the head, and then all of a sudden they'd be dancing around.
That's funny, bro. So you're just saying if it's not going well, just revert to that.
Yeah, just anyone be like, I bet your name's John, isn't it? And then, well, yeah.
Man. So we'll see, dude. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna record it. I mean, it really stands the potential of being just a disaster. So we'll see, dude. I mean, like I've said before, like theologians and linguists and Bible scholars are not particularly known for having a great sense of humor. Super serious people typically.
So does it have to be smart comedy then that they'll maybe laugh at?
Some of it does, but yeah, we'll see. I mean, they'll probably think it's all stupid anyways.
Okay. I feel like self-deprecating might be good with those type people, like so they
Yeah.
can laugh at somebody.
Right. Yep. So we'll see. Yeah. Anyways, well, that's cool. I'm eager to hear about the comedy tournament. Sounds fun.
Yeah. And then I have 2 other open mics coming up too this week.
Right on. Nice.
Yeah. So for
Right.
our stand-up comedy discussion, talking about how helpful it is to to perform at different like venues, bars, comedy clubs, restaurants, and the importance of that.
Right. Yeah, that's a great like discussion point. Obviously, like it's gonna stretch you, right? And as I'm talking about, one of my shows is at a brewery that's coming up. I got the show at this conference this weekend. I got a show at an annual church picnic. It's like 20 to 30-minute set. And these are paid like stuff too. So I got one in Charlotte. It's a tournament at a club. Yeah, I got the theater show, and then I got one other one. I can't remember where it's at, but they're all different venues in different states, even with completely different audiences. Like there probably won't be a one person overlap in any of these audiences.
Mm-hmm.
So you definitely are I'm definitely gonna get stretched like doing this. So I think it's important to do. And if you go on the road at all, like if you want to tour, I mean that's what it is. It's exactly what it is, right? Like
Yeah. The other thing too is just reaching different demographics as well, because if you keep going to the same club, how that demographic's going to react. It's helpful going to other clubs because some jokes aren't going to hit very well compared to maybe the clubs you're used to. So
Right.
I found that even though it's kind of intimidating going in other places, it's actually helped me quite a bit, write better jokes, but then also you can say the same joke, but maybe say it a little differently based on that demographic too.
Right.
So almost come from a different position on it.
Yeah, why is it intimidating? Why do you think that is?
Well, just if you've never been to a certain club before, just the fear of the unknown. But then once you're there, you're like, oh, yeah, you're performing in front of humans. It's not that big of a deal. But
Right.
yeah.
Well, I mean, it makes a difference whether you have a crowd that's into clever jokes versus, or it makes a difference whether it's a more wealthy or less wealthy crowd, right? Like
Mhm.
all those factors, like it's one thing to like play a country club, it's a completely different thing to play a dive bar. Like,
Right. Are they left leaning? Are they right leaning? Are they,
right,
even those types of
exactly.
things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So are they religious, not religious, or
Mm.
anti religious? Like, so those things, like, and it's hard sometimes to have jokes that will work across all lines like that.
Yeah.
Ideally, like, you know all your jokes would, but it's just not how it works.
Hmm.
This is one reason I think clean tends to be a better option for doing comedy, because pretty much you can play clean anywhere. And when I say clean, I don't mean like cheesy, corny, like I mean like still a good joke. But the clean jokes I think stand the greatest chance of working in all venues.
Mm. You know what
Right.
I noticed too was I cussed in at the beginning of one of my jokes, and I was like, what made it annoying was actually editing that out when I was going to do a social post. I'm like, oh dang it, because TikTok will flag swear words if they're at the beginning a lot of times. So then
Mm,
there, I'm like, oh dang it, I have to edit that out. But
right. Yeah, interesting. I mean, so, country clubs, churches, I don't know, like corporate, like these places, when you talk to, like, I don't know, their marketing team or whoever's going to potentially book you, they will go watch your social clips and
mhm.
before they make you an offer, right? And they want to see that you're clean. And I just had the guy that I'm working the theater with, who's the headliner. His requirement was you got to be squeaky clean. He's like, you got to take these two jokes out. They're not dirty jokes, but they're not clean enough for this show even.
Mm.
So I'm somebody who only works clean, and he's like saying even these two jokes they're religious jokes, but yeah, they might offend some people. So it's like, oh, whatever, there's no skin off my back. But I like, it seems like a waste of creative energy to me, just to me. I'm not speaking for everybody, but it does seem like a waste of creative energy to me to write jokes that I potentially can't use in all domains. Like, I want to be able to pull as many jokes out of, like the hopper as I can. You know, so that's
Got
why
it.
one of the reasons. I mean, I don't go around being vulgar all day, anyways. I'm just like a clean person, anyways. So that's who I am. But I think that's a strategic choice I've made, like a business choice I've made to work clean. Like,
Okay. Right now, I'm kind of on the edge of clean and not clean. I kind of go, there's most jokes you can consider relatively clean. There's some jokes that for sure are not. Usually, what I do, I don't know if this is right or not, but I'll write a joke how I think it's the funniest. And then from there, I will, if I want to make it a clean version, I'll edit it back. But I feel like
right.
if I'm like, okay, I only want to be clean, or if I put too many parameters on what I'm trying to do, it almost hurts my creative process a little bit.
I can understand that. Yeah. It's like limiting directions you can go for sure.
Yeah.
You're
I'm almost
limiting your
putting everything,
language. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
putting it through a
You're
filter.
limiting your analogies, all that. Yeah,
Yeah. Right.
for sure.
And yeah, there's a couple jokes that it's just like, there's no way they can be clean. So if at a clean show, I just wouldn't even tell them, I just take them
Right.
out.
Yeah, interesting. But I do think it's a good idea to play a wide variety of venues. And some play some things that are non-venues, like this church annual church event that I'm performing at. I think it'll be outdoors, and like I don't know, I'm not sure, but I think it will be. So it's like a non-venue, You know, it's just a special event. When I was in Hawaii, like every Friday night, I'd go out and perform stand up on the sidewalk, dude, next to a busy road in front of a pizza shop. And they still do
Some of
that
the
every
tougher
Friday.
ones get you better, don't they? Because
They
it's
do.
like, I mean,
Yeah.
that better be a quick, tight setup, or they're gonna get confused or distracted by a car driving by.
Yep. I mean, people are literally walking through the middle of your set, homeless
Mm,
people just cruising through the middle of your set, like people placing orders at the pizza window right behind you. I mean, so it's kind of wild, dude.
yeah,
But stuff like that, yeah, it stretches you and challenges you as a comedian. So I think it's
yeah.
important. But what else you got for us, man?
Yeah. So let's go through some of the comments from our past episode here.
Okay.
All right. So first, this one is from Jason. He gave us a couple comments. I think they're pretty good. So do you remember the Walmart joke we reviewed? It was either last week or the week before.
No.
Okay. So we were talking about how like going into Walmart was sketchy. And do you remember that's the joke we worked on at all? You remember that?
It slipped my mind. Was it your joke or mine? I can't even
It
remember.
was your joke. But
My like joke thing, Walmart, dude. That's funny. See if I
yeah.
can find a Walmart joke in here, bro.
Well, actually, part of it was from moving. It was when you're talking about like moving into North Carolina.
Okay, so is it the one where like yes, I'm it's like coming back now. So I'm saying something about like people always talk about the cost of living in Hawaii. In
Yes, that one.
Asheville, it's more like what's the cost of dying? In the Asheville Walmart parking lots, like what's the cost of dying?
Exactly.
That?
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Exactly. So, like, yeah, you going, or, oh, yeah, and talking about how Walmart is so cheap, like the cost of living, like Walmart's so cheap. You go in for some eggs and you come out needing 4 new tires. So
That's
that,
a good joke.
yeah, that's a good joke. Yeah.
Who Jason said that?
Yeah. Jason said that.
That's funny. Jason, well done, bro. Thank you for that.
Yeah. And then on my shampoo pee joke, he said, what about something about your roommate saying you're running low on shampoo and then act out you drinking and like drinking water and saying something like, I'm about to get more or something like you're drinking, drinking water and you're about to piss it back in the bottle, which I think that's a funny act out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who is Jason? I wonder who this Jason is. Do I know Jason?
Let's see.
Interesting. Well, Jason, thanks for commenting. Thanks for those tags. Those are good.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
those
funny,
really.
bro.
And I told Jason I'm gonna try that out in my next open mic. I'm gonna give
Right
the act
on,
out a shot. Yeah.
Right on.
And then so the other thing is when you and I talked about Disney homeschooling,
Right?
there are a few people that were not happy about that.
That's funny.
And frankly, I agree. I think you're a jerk.
Who said this?
So this is one. Homeschoolers pull schooling from a lot of different places. Disney wouldn't be the entire curriculum. It's just a facet of an overall approach. The things you're mentioning are silly, but there are multiple places to get Disney World learning objectives, including Disney Imagination Campus. A quick Google of Disney World curriculum will give you websites dedicated to offering fun learning opportunities while at the parks.
Andy sounds like she needs to go to Disney World because she's not very fun in those comments.
And then the next one, user 866 and a bunch of numbers. You guys are acting like they're paying full price every day. They most likely have an annual pass, live close by, and probably have a good pass as well.
Let's see how many more times we can say the word pass in that sentence.
But still, eating there is going to be so dang expensive.
Right, dude.
You know?
That's funny, bro. That's funny that people are getting upset over this. Really, like, who was it? Just saying, Andy, I'm just ragging on you, but Andy, like, is actually correct. We're just being silly. Like, we're just making jokes.
Yeah.
Like, we don't really care. Like, it's just, we're just, it doesn't matter to us.
I mean, you could homeschool your kids at Kmart. We don't care.
Some people in West Virginia and Kentucky probably do.
So Ray, and then we got one from Ray, beats the heck out of sitting in a boring classroom. I know I would have aced the spelling test. Icke Mickey.
We see what you did there. That's funny.
Yeah.
Would have aced the spelling test. Mickey. Okay. And I don't know.
So
Parents would ace it to BROKE, right? Broke.
yeah, for sure.
Goodness gracious. Just the time drain, the money drain. And dude, get your
Parking.
kids in school. Like they shouldn't be going to a theme park every day. That's not school.
They're not going to the theme park every day. They're going to the zoo sometimes too, sounds like.
This is oh, dude, it's so funny, man. I don't know. I
Well,
just
thank
don't.
you everybody for your comments. We love them.
Yes.
Keep them coming.
And we're just joking. We're just making jokes. Oh my
He's just joking. I'm not.
gosh. Well, they're not gonna like what we're about to talk about, I guess. Oh my goodness.
Well, we're talking about writing a joke, and the next, yeah, they'll probably, yeah, get pissed about.
Oh man. All right.
Okay,
So we'll do some current events later. You want to do some joke workshopping now?
yeah, let's do some joke workshop now, and then yeah, we'll do some current events later.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so here's my joke. I miss the good old day. This joke is horrendous, by the way, and it needs to be fixed. I'm just prefacing this. I miss the good old days when you could trust everything you read. Like a 600-year-old man named Noah built a Carnival cruise ship to save the animals. No way. There's no way God chose Carnival to keep those animals safe. You think there's crazy fights on Carnival today? You should see a gorilla fight a rhino. Noah's Ark turned into Zoo FC. Noah dragged 2 of every animal on board. This included polar bears. I bet he was pissed when he found out the one with nuts was named Tina. 2 girls, damn it, gotta go back for another one. So this has 8 million directions,
Gosh.
as simple as brain surgery. So basically what I want to convey is like, I don't know, there could be a lot of stuff in the Bible that's real. One of the farthest fetching ones is Noah getting 2 of every animal on a ship. Like builds a ship, gets every animal on it. That's so I'm almost trying to say like kind of a misdirect. Like I miss the old days when you could believe everything you read, you know, kind of the misdirect up at top.
Okay. All right. So I don't think the stuff in the Bible's wrong. I actually do believe it, but I think the premise here is funny. It's this story found in Genesis 6 to 7. It's interesting because I'm a Bible scholar and I'm about to be one of those like Bible scholars, maybe without a sense of humor. No, I got a sense of humor.
Well, at least you kind of laughed at it.
Yes. Yeah. All right. So there's a common misconception here.
Okay.
And it depends on whether you're reading like Genesis 6 or Genesis 8, right? All right. So here's the misconception, right? Noah didn't just bring 2 of every animal. That's
brought
the
more?
common misconception, right? He brought 2 of every kind of animal that was unclean, like pigs, right? But he brought 7 pairs, so 14 of the animals that were deemed clean, like sheep, right? So 2 pigs, 14 sheep, for example. So you have
Okay.
more clean animals than you do unclean animals. And maybe part of the reason is because I don't know, after the flood, they're going to need them for food. You know,
So there's more than 2 of every animal on the ship. There's like,
that's right.
oh, wow. Oh, this ship is getting big, really big now.
Exactly. So 2 of unclean, 7 pairs of clean. So 14.
Okay. What's considered a clean animal and what's considered a dirty animal or unclean?
So unclean animals were typically marked by like hooves and things like that. Now, some like sea creatures, you know, you couldn't obviously do that with, but there were different criteria. Yeah. So if you go read like Leviticus, you're going to find, more talk about this like in Leviticus 11. You'll also see Deuteronomy 14. Clean animals were basically the ones that people of Israel, the Israelites at this time. Well, actually, at this time in Genesis, you don't even have Israelites yet. You just have, I don't know. You don't even have Jews yet. So Jews are much later, and then you have Israelites. You just call them the people of God at this point. I don't know. What's the other Semites is what I'm thinking of. Right? So you have like Semites at this time, and the clean animals, right, are the ones people are allowed to eat and sacrifice to God.
Okay.
cows, I think cows, sheep, fish,
Goats.
fish with fins and scales, unclean animals. They're ones that were not supposed to eat or use for sacrifices. These are pigs, camels, bats, sharks, catfish, owls. So the ones that were good for snacks, snack time, and worship, clean. The other animals, unclean, right?
Okay. So I
Anyway,
think part of the joke is that I'm like ignorant to it and I like oversimplify it. You know what I mean?
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, it's just getting the Bible stuff correct. But I
Got
think
it.
people will be on board with where you're going with the joke, regardless of the details I just gave you. So
Got it.
I don't even think you need any of that because yeah, if your persona is radiating just aloofness or ignorance or naivety or something like that, then it doesn't really
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah.
So
Because
I
my
miss the good
persona,
old days when you could trust everything you read. I think that's a funny opening line, actually. And I don't, when you say it, I don't think I have no clue that you're going to go to the Bible,
hmm
right? So I think that's funny, kind of catches me off guard a little bit. But I do wonder if there's like a room for punch there of some sort.
well, this is what's crazy. I thought that second line was a punch. I wrote this early on in my like comedy career. The punch is longer than the setup,
Right.
which is insane. So that punch needs to be much shorter.
Yeah, so my mind thinks you're gonna go to like a fake news joke or something like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Um, a level two maybe misdirect here would be something like I miss the good old days, and you might be able to change it to I miss the good old days when I could trust everything I read.
hmm
Just kidding, I can't read. Right, so that's a nice little misdirect there. Just kidding, I could never read, or I never learned to read, or something along those.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm just throwing
Sure.
something out. My
Yeah.
my whole thing with you all the time is like, dude, give me more punches more quickly. You know.
Right. I usually have enough punches in the joke, but they don't come super quick.
Yeah. So I'm wanting you to give me a punch right there. I miss the good old days when I could trust everything I read. Just
See,
kidding. I could never read.
yeah. See, I thought the punch would be something about like I'm basically explaining Noah's Ark in an exaggerated way, you know?
Yeah. So could do something like on the next one, my grandma used to read Bible stories to me. And that wouldn't negate the joke you just did.
Sure.
My grandma used to read Bible stories to me. Like so now I got the document open. Like the one about a 600-year-old man named Noah. This guy build a Carnival cruise ship to save the animals. I like ending with Carnival cruise ship. So I might this guy in order to save a bunch of animals built a Carnival cruise ship.
Yeah. Or you could put like the one about the 600-year-old man named Noah that saved the animals.
Okay. Like the one about a 600-year-old man named Noah who saved the animals. I don't get the punch there though.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Right. That's stupid. Yep.
Like the
So we'll
one
take
about a
that out.
600-year-old man named Noah. Huh. So we could maybe come up what kind of punch could we come up with for that? My grandma used to read Bible stories to me. Like the one about a 600-year-old man named Noah.
Oh, is there anyone else named Noah that is not in the Bible that is like well known? I don't either.
Just a stupid joke. I don't know one.
Oh.
Yeah, I had a 600-year-old man named Noah.
Well, so in the previous joke I had, like 600, joke I had here, 600 years old, or that's like two Joe Bidens or something like that. Or I could be like two old people.
Oh,
I
what
just
if you
saw,
just did almost as old as Joe Biden?
yeah, but is Joe Biden, is it almost like, is it
Yeah.
past since like the,
Right, since he's gone.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, who else? Who else could you? I think an age joke is appropriate here. I think it's a good.
Like Trump is old.
Trump is old.
Who else would be
Yeah,
that
people
everyone
usually-
knows like they are old?
Yeah, it used to be Larry King, right? He used to be old.
Yeah,
Like, a
right.
lot of jokes about him.
Yeah. Or that golden girl,
Yeah,
Betty White.
Betty White. That's right. So I think an age joke. I can't think anyone right off the top of my
Yeah.
head, but
A notable age person.
Yeah, like the one about a 600-year-old man named Noah.
Or it says like a 600-year-old man named Noah built a Carnival cruise ship, and then be like, that is crazy. Or built a Carnival cruise ship out of wood. That is crazy.
Yeah.
That's like Joe.
Yeah.
No, that's in.
I like saving I think Carnival cruise ship is a funny sounding phrase.
Is it?
This
Okay,
guy,
Jays.
this guy, in order to save a bunch of animals, built a Carnival cruise ship. I think you should say, like, my question is this: what kind of loving God would choose Carnival to keep animals safe?
Yeah, it's good.
I think that's really funny.
Well, because there's the poop cruise now too. You know, did you see that on Netflix?
What is it?
Poop
Yes,
cruise.
I saw that. My wife and I watched it. Yeah.
That was nasty. Hey.
Yes. What kind of loving God would choose Carnival to keep animals safe?
And then that's where, okay, people were on board with me at that point. But this is where the joke gets stupid and people just stared at me.
Right. So
It's like,
let's go back to the joke up till now, because so you read it, what we have on here.
sure. My Grammy used to read Bible
Oh,
stories.
start at
Okay.
start at the top. Start at the very
Yeah,
first line.
yeah. I miss the good old days when I could trust everything I read. Just kidding. I can never read. My grandma used to read Bible stories to me, like the one about a 600-year-old man named Noah. That's like two so-and-so.
Yeah.
That's like two
Almost
Betty
nowhere,
Whites,
yeah.
Joe Bidens,
Yeah.
or whatever. I could still probably use Joe Biden. The only thing about Joe Biden, too, is it kind of splits the room a little bit. Do you think? Or is that like, is he so old that it's like no matter what political?
I think people are fine with that. Like the one about a 600 man named Noah. You could do something a little bit lighter if you're worried about that, and be like the one about a 600-year-old man named Noah, best buddies with Joe Biden. Something like that.
Except I'm kind of poking fun at the Bible here. So I am kind of giving it to both sides a little bit.
Yeah, that's fine. Yep.
Okay. This guy, in order to save a bunch of animals, built a Carnival cruise ship. What do you think? You think we end at Carnival cruise ship, or do we include out of wood? End at Carnival cruise ship?
I think ending with Carnival, personally, this is my opinion. I think
Yeah.
Carnival cruise ship is funny. It's just
Okay.
a funny phrase.
Okay.
And ending with ship is funny too.
Yeah, and a bunch of or 2K sounds too. So
Yeah.
Carnival cruise. My question's
You
this.
could built a wooden Carnival cruise ship. I don't know if you need that in there.
Yeah. It just adds another element to it to get confused, like another thing
Yeah.
for someone to remember.
Right.
Yeah. My question's this: what kind of loving God would choose Carnival to keep those animals safe?
See, I think this is a good joke. So a good bit now. You got 4 jokes right there, right off
Right
the
there.
jump. Yeah.
That's 30 seconds. That's 4 jokes in 30 seconds. That's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yep. So I think that's good right there. And then
Yeah.
so we keep going, and you're like, yeah. So
Yikes.
you say you think there's crazy fights on Carnival today.
Which I think's funny, but you should see a gorilla fight a rhino. And that line is where I lost people.
Yeah, I don't get that.
I
what
was
if we
because we're talking about Noah's Ark. Like
Right.
he's bringing all those animals on board, so like they're in close quarters together. Like you think the fights on Carnival are bad now? Imagine on Noah's Ark, like the fights. That's what I was trying to get at.
Yeah.
But I think we should
What
take
if
it
you
out.
did a correction here? Like you self-corrected. You're like, you should see a gorilla fight a rhino, and then you could correct yourself and be like, I mean, a girl fight someone I know, or something like that. Like something that sounds similar. I don't like this.
Let
line, but-
it bomb, and then go. No, I meant a girl like it's a saver or something.
Right. I don't like that line. I just want to delete it for now.
Yeah, let's delete it.
You think there's crazy fights on Carnival today? Yes.
I don't think anyone got Zoo FC was a play on words with UFC. I think we
Right.
because
think
I
you
say
gotta
no.
Say it. Forget. You think there's crazy fights on Carnival today? Forget UFC. More like Zoo FC.
Is that too punny and cheesy though?
Yes, it is. It's too corny.
All right, let's
Yes.
just take it out.
You think there's crazy fights on Carnival today? Let it hang. Let the joke hang.
Go to my family reunion.
That's kind of funny. The family reunion. Noah would drag 2 of every animal on board. It's funny. I mean, the word drag there is interesting because in the story, they actually come to him. He doesn't go out and look for them.
That makes the story actually a lot more believable too.
Yeah, right.
Let's see.
I think it happened, though. I think it's a
Do you?
historical account. I do. Some
Maybe.
people think that's crazy, but
Okay,
yeah.
so this is what I thought of, just like doing an act out, a visual of dragging like 2 polar bears like across the stage, kind of.
I think that's funny. Like Noah would drag 2 of every animal on board. Like I think you have to play with the fear here because like I think we'll talk about this in a little bit. I like have bears. They surround my house, dude. Like and it's crazy to be in the presence. Like I was like 10 yards from 4 bears yesterday, right? Like out in the wild, like well, not in the wild, in my driveway, but they were like right off in my yard, and I was like standing in my driveway. So like Noah would drag 2 of every animal on board. It's kind of funny, like the fear element of animals, or like the dog that won't like obey, so he's like having to like literally like drag it with a leash. It's like got its claws in the ground, like
Oh,
prevent.
yeah, like
Yeah.
yeah.
Noah would drag 2 of every animal on board. Yeah.
He was pissed when the polar bear with nuts identified as Tina. So kind of like a trans joke. So it's like, and then 2 girls, damn it. Like you came all that way, found out like that polar bear identified as Tina. So you got 2 girls. Now you got to go back up for another guy. But maybe that's too much of a jump, you know?
It's interesting. Yeah. He was pissed when the polar bear with Nads. I think Nads is a funny word.
Nads.
Identified as Tina. I don't know. It's just kind of Nads. Identified as Tina. 2 girls. Oh, gotta go back for another one. I think it might be funny to like insert a Hebrew word here, like of exhaustion or something like that, or even just like King James. So like, what would I don't know, King, like an old English phrase of like exasperation. You know what I mean? Like, so he, to make it sound biblical, he could like pull. Oh, I got it. He says, gotta go back for another one. Woe is me. Something like that. Like,
Mm.
yeah.
I was thinking like dang it or damn it might be funny because like God's the one telling him to do this, and then like, you know what I mean?
God says a bad words, essentially.
Or he's saying a bad word to God, kind of, like,
Right.
but
Yeah.
okay. So you're saying like an Old Testament words or an Old English word?
Yeah, I mean, he could say like "Woe is me," or something like "My soul is vexed," or "My eye runneth down with tears," or I don't know, "Why hast thou forsaken me?" Some kind of like biblical phrase. Yeah,
I like it. For me, it wouldn't match my persona
yeah,
because I'm like, my persona is kind of like aloof and dumb. There's no way I'm pulling Old English out of my butt.
you could get away with "Woe is me," like that's
What
not
was
bad.
me? I could.
Yeah, just we'll put it there. I don't know, just in case.
So yeah, I like how this is looking. Looks a lot more believable and easy to kind of track.
Yeah. All right, man. Will you wanna?
Yeah, let's
I
check
got a
your
short-
joke out.
Yeah, I got a shorter one. So I was at a gathering this past weekend, and I've noticed in the last few weeks. Well, I'll just tell the joke, like, because it tells the story. It's fun how people introduce their kids today. Sally is a rising 8th. Jimmy is a rising 10th grader. Parents are proud. It's nice to hear because when I was a kid, my mom used to say Michael is a spiraling 9th grader for the 4th time, right? And you gave me that tag, so shout out to you. But that's the joke. Have you heard this phraseology, rising blank grader?
No, but I've heard people say, "Oh, this is my amazing daughter," and it's always like super positive. But is rising a thing? People have said rising.
Rising is a thing, and this when I asked this lady about it, I was like, "Why does everybody say that?" I'm gonna write a joke about it. That's literally what I told her. So I'm gonna write a joke about this, and she goes, "Well, we've been saying rising blank grader my whole life." So she's like in her 40s. I'm like, "What? I've never heard this." Like,
Is it when they're in between
um,
grades or something?
yeah, exactly. So it means they're going into that grade.
Okay, I didn't know
So
that. I thought they were just talking about like how great their kid was. Like they're up.
exactly, that's what I thought initially.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's a nice brag. That's a humble brag, I guess. Like, but no, they're just saying they're going into blank grade.
Okay.
So it's fun how people introduce their kids today. Sally's a rising eighth grader. Jimmy's a rising 10th grader. Parents are proud. It's nice to hear. Because when I was a kid, my mom used to say, Michael is a spiraling ninth grader for the fourth time.
I
Yeah,
like
so that's
that
what I got.
joke. Is maybe it's just me, but is everyone gonna know what rising means?
No. So I thought I was the dumb one. She's like, I've been saying that my whole life. I've heard it my whole life. I'm in my 40s. I'm like, I've never heard it until just now. It seems like a new thing to me.
I wonder if you should almost set the tone
Like,
on
give
the
a little
front
more
end and like
context.
yeah, a little context so everyone knows where that's going then.
So it's funny how people introduce their kids today when they say what grade they're going into, but use the word rising. Sally's a rising eighth grader. Jimmy's a rising 10th grader. And then I got to shorten it because now it's gotten way longer.
Yeah.
It's funny how people introduce their kids today.
Or could
They
you
say,
almost say like have you guys heard of like rising 10th grader or just even something that short?
hmm,
And then you
have
explain to them what it is
have y'all used? Have y'all heard parents use the word rising? When
or
they're talking
describe
about
their kid as rising like oh my gosh. Yeah, there's that too.
have y'all heard parents describe their kid as rising? Sally's a rising eighth grader. Jimmy's a rising 10th grader. I still think you got to say about what grade they're going into. Have y'all heard
Yeah,
parents
right.
describe their kid as, gosh, parents have started using. No, it's fine. I've noticed parents using the word rising to say what grade their kid's going into. I think maybe that might work, dude. I've noticed parents using the word rising to say what grade their kid's going into. Sally's a rising eighth grader. Jimmy's a rising 10th grader. Parents are proud. It's nice to hear because when I was a kid, my mom used to say, Michael's a spiraling ninth grader for the fourth time.
So you put the
Yeah.
parents are would you be able to make the joke tighter by taking out parents are proud or do you want the parents are
Yeah.
proud so like
No, I don't need it. Jimmy's a rising 10th grader. I could even take out it's nice to hear.
yeah.
So here we go, tightened up. I've noticed parents using the word rising to say what grade their kid's going to do. Sally's a rising eighth grader. Jimmy's a rising 10th grader. When I was a kid, my mom used to say, Michael's a spiraling ninth grader for the fourth time.
Yeah, that's
Um,
perfect. That's great.
yeah.
That's good.
There we go. Short joke.
I like that you when you told me the joke first, you texted me. You had it about your kids. I really like it that you made it about yourself there. That's perfect.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
Yes. All right. Right on. Well, good. Got some
Cool.
workshopping in. Good stuff. What do you got? What else you got for us?
Yeah, so I'm working on kind of a bigger joke, trying to decide what direction to go on it. So this is a
Okay.
true story. I met my wife at a party and we ended up going on like 5 dates. And I told my family like, oh, she's the one. Like, I think I want to marry her. She invites me to a New Kids on the Block concert. And during the concert, she keeps looking back at me weird. And then after a while, she turns to me and she goes, are you not gay? So this entire time, like I thought I was going on dates. She thought she was hanging out with like a gay friend.
That's a true story.
That's a
Uh,
100% true story. Yeah.
oh,
So I'm wondering,
dude,
do I
dude,
position it as,
hold on. I
huh,
just had a thought before I lose it. So it's funny because you were like earlier. You're like, I went on 5 dates with my wife. I was telling my family she's the one, and then she took me to a New Kid on the Block concert, and she keeps looking back at me, and eventually asks, "Aren't you gay?" And then I knew she was the one. Like, like I think funny. Like it's a little tricky, but I think it's the idea is funny that when she says that, like that's when you know that she's the
oh,
one.
like,
Yeah.
I guess
Anyway,
why would I know she's the one from that? Because I'm going to have to,
I don't know if you have to know why. I just think it's
uh,
funny.
Oh, got it. Okay.
But you could put something there. She, well, not a sense of humor, I guess, but I don't know. I just think it would be funny that that's the opportune moment that you say I knew she was the one. Yeah.
Like I don't even get offended by it. I don't even bat an eye by it. Like you are marriage material.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
Or you could say like something funny you could say is like something like, let's not jump to conclusions, something like that.
Mm.
What's a funny thing that you could say? What did you say back to her, dude? What did you actually do?
Well, I asked, what made you think I was, or first I go, what do you mean? And then she goes, well, you can't dance and you don't know the words to any of these songs. That's how she like put it together that I wasn't gay. And then I'm like, why'd you think I was gay? And then she was like, oh, because your apartment's clean. But what she didn't see was all my stuff was in my closet. I just stuffed it all in my closet. And it had like I had Coldplay playing in my car and
Gosh,
stuff.
that's hilarious, dude.
Yeah. But I'm wondering, like, do I position it as like I would always get friend zoned? Do I position it as, so another thing is my wife went to a all girls like Catholic school for high school. So I could kind of play into that, like socially, little off on guys or whatever.
Okay.
But then I'd have to mention something crazy about myself, so I'm not
Oh,
punching
dude, if
down
you wanted
too.
to roast her back, you could do something. So wait, you're not gay? You could be like, wait, you're a woman? Like the whole time you thought it was a man. Gosh.
And then we both settled. And we're like, all right, fine,
Yeah,
you'll do.
dude, that's a good line. And then we both settled. That's funny because it's got the retaliation there mixed
Yeah.
with like the ignorance on both sides. Yeah. So the bigger directions. It's the joke here isn't that you're necessarily that your wife thinks you're gay. The joke is that your wife is so wrong about you, right? Maybe I don't know. The gay thing is certainly part of it, but there's something more to it, like, and it makes me ask the question, like, what else could she have been wrong about?
Mm.
You know?
Well, like, and she was wrong, like, oh, I'm a super clean person, when everything was like, it was like, it almost, I did everything to have this is what I was thinking too. Like, maybe I got all my info from Reddit, like, oh, make sure you're clean. And then so I make sure you smell good.
That's funny that you were going to Reddit for dating advice. There's something there too.
But yeah, I'm gonna look at that angle of almost like she says something, then I say something back, and then yeah, also things that she didn't she was also wrong about or assumed.
Yes, exactly. I think that's kind of funny. You could play with that. I always like the retaliation jokes. Like those are funny to me. The benign retaliation kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
Those are I like those. Those are fun.
So let's check out some current event stuff here. You sent this over. This is pretty nuts. So it's a Guinness Book of World Records for the longest kiss, which is 58 hours.
That's bananas, bro. Yes.
58 hours. So I read a little into it. They got so every 3 hours they were allowed to take a bathroom break.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All right. 58 hours is a freaking long time, bro.
Yeah, so that is more than 2 days.
I don't think they should have been allowed to take bathroom breaks. I don't like that. Like, I mean, that sounds cruel, but
You're like a old guy that likes baseball. Like I don't think they should do reviews in the spirit of the game.
Dude, if you're going to set a world record, like, dude, you shouldn't get bathroom breaks. I think that's ridiculous.
You're right. Like, it is a little less impressive. Like, yeah, I want to see you guys poop while still kissing. Yeah.
So it's like total up 58 hours over. So it wasn't straight 58 hours, but yeah.
So instead, while they're going to the bathroom,
I've had marriages that didn't last that long,
I bet, dude. I bet those Vegas marriages.
Right. Seriously. Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
So they
yeah,
said
I don't think. Go ahead.
They said going to the bathroom, they still had to be kissing.
Really?
Yeah, yep. Or no, I'm sorry. So to get to the bathroom, and then they were supervised once they were in the bathroom. So they couldn't pretend they're going to the bathroom and sleep.
Kissing, it just turned out their braces were stuck. Like,
Oh yeah. They said they were fed 3 things through a straw: water, tea, and milk. So
what
that's
the heck is-
that's what they
it's
had
so
to eat.
stupid. It's
What?
really like the whole thing is just asinine, dude. Like, I don't know. Like, and then they're able to drink and eat and use a restroom. It's not a world record, dude. Like, I don't know. It's like the guy's like, we would have gone for 59 hours, but that's when my parents got home.
I mean, Michael, I could see you just sitting there watching the whole thing, shaking your head, like just saying it's not a real record. This is not a real.
Sadly, the last 10 seconds was caught on camera at a Coldplay concert.
Yeah. What's the longest do you think you could be, like, if you were going to set that world record with your wife with bathroom breaks?
I don't know. I have no idea. An hour. I don't know.
Okay.
And she would get sick of it way before I did, I think. But
my wife and I would, like, we get annoyed of each other if we're in the room like too long together. Like, I couldn't even imagine face to face.
They also set the record for quickest time of being sick of each other.
Yeah.
That's a Guinness record for fastest time of getting a couple getting sick of each other. That's hilarious.
It would almost like ruin kissing her, I would think, right? Like after that, you'd be a little tired of it. Like, look, this is distance, not a sprint.
Yeah, that's a crazy story. I don't think they should get to hold the record, dude, since they were doing all that stuff.
So they actually they closed that record down. They said it was too dangerous.
That's so stupid.
So now you're able to take sleeping breaks. So I mean, they went the other way.
Dude,
Soft.
if you're gonna set a record, there should be no breaks of any sort. Dude, I don't know. Unemployed people could like just start setting records like crazy, dude, because they're doing nothing all day. So just sit around and like get some records, dude.
That'd be cool. Hold a world record.
All right, what else, man?
Okay, let's talk about these bears at your house. Like you sent me these videos. It looks like National Geographic.
It's funny. I can maybe pull up one of the videos here. Let me look.
Yeah, let's take a look.
All right. Can you still see me, dude? My screen like froze or something.
Yeah, I can see you.
Well, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to show you the video, dude, because my screen is frozen.
Oh, that's all right. We can edit it in after too.
Okay. That's weird that my screen just froze though.
Oh, can you see me at all?
No.
Weird.
Like I can't see even like the browser tabs. So this is weird. There we go. It just came back. So let me see if I can do it now. Yep, I can do it now. All right. I'll pull up these bears, bro, and show you. Dude, this is awesome. This is so cool. All right. This is like real. This is not, although these bears, they do look like kids wearing bear costumes or something. Like, but this is legit. Like this is out in my yard. Right. So can you see that now?
Yeah, I can see it.
Check this out. This was just yesterday.
You got the UFC in your backyard.
So cool. Yeah, dude. And here they are. Where there's this like drainage pipe, bro, and like the little bears love to go in that. It goes under the road, and they love like climbing in there and playing, and then coming back out.
Is that where they're coming from?
But no, they're coming like there. You can see one popping out. They're from the woods behind, but they come up in the yard and like play in this drainage pipe and stuff. So yeah, Google's not really working right now.
And that's a mother bear.
There we go. That's a terrible video. But yeah, there's the mother bear right there by the tree at the end of that.
I mean, that bear is decently big.
Yeah, she's a big mama, dude. There you go. You can see her schnoz right there.
I mean, those bears are pretty domesticated though, aren't they?
Yeah, they're not gonna like attack you or anything like that. Yeah, I mean it's pretty cool. Like pretty cool to see them and pretty neat.
Do you see them on a daily basis?
In the ocean, dude.
Yeah. Do you see them on a daily basis?
Every other day, maybe.
Every other day,
maybe. Yeah,
it's crazy.
But it's like being in the ocean in Hawaii and like here comes a dolphin swimming by or a turtle or a shark or a manta ray or something like that. It's pretty phenomenal. You
Has
know,
that happened?
swimming with the manta rays. By the way, if anybody out there watching or listening ever goes to Hawaii, you should definitely swim with the manta rays and swim with the sharks. Two very, very cool experiences. Yep. The manta rays, they're like the size of a car. And they will like do these barrel rolls and backflips underwater and like come up and graze your stomach. It's like the coolest thing.
Or are they like the cows of the ocean type thing? Those type
Yeah,
animals?
I don't
Super
know, they're
gentle.
huge though. They really are the
Hmm.
size of a car. And they'll just
Wow.
like they come so close that they just like graze you. It's so cool. They'll like do backflips.
Are
It's
you
sick.
allowed to touch them, or do you have to keep your hands off them?
You're not supposed to touch them.
Okay.
They can actually kill you, I think.
What? Well, I guess if they're the size of a car. Yeah.
I think they can like sting you or something. I don't know. But I could be
Manta
wrong.
ray. I'm thinking of a manatee.
Not a manatee. Oh yeah, manatees are like fat cows, dude. A
Yeah.
manta ray is like flat. It's like a big giant pancake.
Like a big stingray, right?
This stingray, huge stingray. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah, pretty cool.
I went to Stingray City in Grand Cayman a few times. It's fun.
Okay. Stingray City. That's interesting. I went to
Yeah, it's like on a sandbar.
do what?
It's on a sandbar. There's this there was the guide, he took one and he put the barb in his mouth. Absolutely
Oh my
insane.
gosh, dude.
We're all
So
like,
stupid.
what are you doing?
Why? Yeah. Why would you do that?
Right. Right. Maybe for tips.
Wow.
Have you I'm guessing you have. Have you yeah, you talked about it. You've seen the Coldplay concert and that whole thing.
Stingray City, dude. I'm sorry. I know you're moving on, but it just sounds like a downtown club, Stingray City.
They've like been fed enough where they all just go to the sandbar.
Yeah, dude, that's funny. It's you can be like, I went to Stingray City, something like it's in the Grand Cayman Islands. It's this little bar or sandbar, not that kind of bar. It's like thinking something like that.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, what were you saying? The Coldplay concert.
Yeah, Coldplay concert. Yeah. Did you see
Yeah,
that?
that was yes, dude. That's been a wild thing. I've seen like tons of memes and everything about it, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
mean, that's risky to even go because even like people are saying just stand there and act like you're
right.
like you know what you're doing. Problem is guaranteed there's at least one person that knows one of those two people in that concert.
It is. I mean, I think it's stupid. I mean, like they're caught in an affair, featured on camera at a Coldplay concert, right?
Mhm.
So really, they're guilty of two crimes.
Coldplay too. And Coldplay's the worst of it.
Right? Exactly. Like it's the most exciting thing to happen at a Coldplay concert ever. Right. So the guy goes home. The guy goes home and he's so much, but the guy goes home and he apologizes to his wife. He's like, I'm sorry, babe. I gotta tell you something. I'm into Coldplay.
It wasn't an AC/DC concert. It was a
Could
Coldplay
have been
concert.
worse, right? Could have been yes, dude. And then like the next day, right? The man and the woman, they release these public statements apologizing for their terrible taste in music.
Isn't that funny when I just find it funny when like someone gets caught and then they have a public apology of it's like about their lapse in judgment. It's like, dude,
Right.
you would not be saying this if you didn't get caught. So
Exactly.
like you're sorry you got caught, not the lapse in
Exactly.
judgment.
Exactly. 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah, and evidently, like that lady had just bought a house with her significant other, her husband or something, like fiance. I don't know, like a couple months earlier.
oh no. Ooh,
So
poor guy.
yeah, that whole thing. It's amazing though, dude, how right? It's amazing how our culture grabs on to something so obscure like that, and it just takes over the world for a few days.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Wait.
And then it'll move on like it never happened.
Right.
Almost.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I find that just insane. I mean, I saw like some funny like memes, but some of the things I was reading was like, how to go from a billionaire to a millionaire in like 10 seconds. But golly, how to lose
I
your
used-
40 how to lose your 401k in 10 seconds, like stuff like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Yeah.
Or I saw one like Coldplay dropping 2 new singles or something like that.
That's a good one. I like that. Good stuff.
I used to work
And
for
then like,
what's that?
oh, I was just gonna say like the ones of like people photoshopping. Like one of the funny ones was somebody had put I think it was Trump's face on the guy, and then like over the woman they had put like Epstein files or something like that.
I saw one. It was Bill Cosby as the guy, and then the lady sleeping like in the front.
Shoot, dude.
That was so
Yeah,
funny.
it's incredible, dude. And the dude, people are funny, man.
Yeah.
People come up with some really just funny stuff fast too.
Yeah,
People
there's
are
so many
fast.
funny people. But I used to work for a pro sports team, and like if you're standing in the bowl and someone calls, it would like it's one of those things I almost never wanted to look at my phone in that time, because if I put it to silent, I'd be afraid like, is somebody in this arena looking at me right now calling me? And then I just put them on silent. So I'd
that's
always like
interesting.
never look at my phone, and then I'd go somewhere else to look at who called.
Yeah. So fun times with that Coldplay concert. That's like
That's funny.
that was Coldplay's 15 seconds of fame right there, dude.
That's what got him big. You know what though? So my wife loves Coldplay. We went to a Coldplay concert. I don't even like I don't hate it, but I don't really like the music. They put on the best show I've ever seen, I think. From a concert perspective, yeah. I was impressed.
Huh. That's cool.
Yeah. But I was going in like with a bad attitude too. Like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be brutal.
They
But
won you over.
yeah,
That's funny. That's
with
cool.
the show.
Right on.
Cool.
All right. Well, we'll wrap it up here. You got anything else for us?
Just one last thing.
All right.
Comic-Con's going on. You know what Comic-Con is?
You know what Comic-Con is? Yes.
Okay, so here's a question for you. If you went to Comic-Con, what would you dress up as?
My gosh, if I went to Comic-Con, what would I dress up as?
Yeah, you got to dress up.
Probably a CEO at a Coldplay concert. I don't know.
That is pop culture now.
Yeah, so I'll go with that for my answer. What about you?
All right. Maybe Ninja Turtles, something like that. I'm not a big dressed up person, though. I don't really like Halloween.
Yeah, no? Okay.
Like I like it for my
reason?
kids, but
Yeah.
like me personally, I'm not really a dresser upper too much.
Okay.
Are you?
Yeah, we usually get dressed up, me and my wife and the kids. I
Do
mean,
you?
my kids are like old now, so I don't know if I think I dressed up last year as a football official or something like that. So
Okay.
I just had the outfit because I used to officiate football. So
You just put your old work outfit on. So I'm this.
man, yeah. So I will probably. I do have a costume coming in the mail tomorrow. It's only July, but I have a costume coming tomorrow for a different thing, a new sketch series I'm going to be starting, comedy sketch series, and I'll probably use that for Halloween this year.
What's the costume? Or is it going to be a surprise?
It's a priest costume, Catholic priest costume.
I look
No,
forward to
the
those.
jokes aren't going where you think they're going to go. It's a different kind of sketch.
I hope not. That's good.
Different kind of sketch, man. Yes. All right, dude. Well,
Cool.
dude, it's been fun, man. Thanks for carving some time out. And for everybody watching, head over to brandocomedy.com. That's the right URL, right? brandocomedy.com. Check out the socials. Brandon's posted on there too. Then head over to michaelhalcomb.live and see the daily blogs I write. And you can follow me on socials. I wrote a post today. This is the 21st of July, titled something like this. The title, just to pique your interest, is the number one rule of business in stand-up comedy. So you might find that interesting.
Business. Okay, interesting.
If you're watching or listening to this comedy podcast. Check out my other podcast too, Messed Up the Setups. Brandon was on, we recorded recently. He'll be on that sometime soon, along with a bunch of other comedians that I've been talking with. So having a good time there. And we got some other things in the works. Can't talk about them yet, but thanks for supporting this podcast. And for all you homeschool moms out there who are mad, and we're just joking. We should have done more homeschool jokes this time. Dude, I know so many homeschoolers. Like, I know probably just as many homeschooling families as I do in-school families. Like, So that's
What?
kind of interesting. Yeah.
How?
Yeah. Just do like all
Okay.
the circles I move in. Yeah. So
All the Amish circles you move in, or what?
yes. All right. So I was at church this weekend, and this couple just met them, and they're moving. So this was their last Sunday there, and they're going back to Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And I was like, "You guys gonna move to Amish land?" And they're like, "Yep." And they were like totally serious. They're moving to Amish land. I don't know that they're gonna become Amish, but so I'm sitting there in this group with like 12 people. Right, I'm just meeting these people, and I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm a stand-up comedian. I've been working on a bit about the Amish, and they started laughing. The guy who's getting ready to move, he goes, "Well, how about you come up to Pennsylvania and try it out on them?" So then I ran a few of my Amish jokes by them, and they actually liked them.
Oh, did
That
they?
gave
Okay.
me that gave me some hope. Yeah, so we'll see if my Amish bit. I'm gonna try it out um, in September, I think, at a show. So we'll see if it goes.
There's a Amish furniture place around here, and their stuff's so well built. It's crazy.
Right. Yeah, they're known for that.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right, man. Well, thanks everybody for watching or listening. Subscribe to the podcast on YouTube. Then go find it on Spotify and iTunes, all the other things. But yeah, thanks for listening. And we're going to stop there and say we hope that helps.
It's the Pro Life Podcast.
It's pro-life, pro-life. A movement and a podcast. It's pro-life, pro-life.